EffettoVIOLA is a very simple treatment to use. It only takes about 15 minutes. It uses engineered music as its tool, essentially replicating the brainwaves typical of a relaxed mind and transferring them into our brain. It is highly effective and instantly relaxes you. From my own experience, as an entrepreneur who is quite anxious and active in various business ventures, I have personally tried this treatment and had a very positive effect on me. Whenever someone is anxious or unable to sleep due to stress, whether it's due to work issues, family issues or personal issues, we all have experienced these things at some point. When in a negative mental state, it can be difficult to manage certain situations. This treatment instantly improves your mood. You have this almost miraculous feeling after just 15 minutes. And if you began the treatment with a very negative mood, it seems that the problems were very important and difficult to solve. But after the treatment, the perspective from which you look at them is completely different.
We're not talking about music therapy here, but rather a technology that creates a physiological process in the brainwaves. We don't use electromagnetic waves, only engineered sources. Every mental state that we have, whether it's calm, agitation, drowsiness, is correlated with specific brain patterns. If I were to do an EEG on you without seeing you, I could more or less tell if you're sleeping, or if you're relaxed, and so on. What we asked ourselves is there a non-pharmacological method to induce specific brain patterns? The method exists, it's called binaural beats. It was discovered in the 60s by Holster. We've taken this technology, with its issues of effectiveness and usability, and we've evolved and engineered it to a level that makes it truly effective and functional. What we've done is clone the brain waves of people who practice transcendental meditation at their deepest moments of relaxation and transmit them to the listener.
In order for EffettoVIOLA to be effective, it requires custom-made tracks. These tracks are compassed by following strict mathematical rules, which results in a longer composition process, ensuring compliance with these rules during both the recording and post-production phases.
I have to say that this meeting has been fortuitous, definitely for me, both as a clinician and as a work psychologist. I am currently dealing with a lot of issues related to stress, especially as a clinician. As a doctor, I know that the use of psychopharmacology for stress has reached a level where it is becoming detrimental to people. We need new technologies because the problems related to stress and its consequences are becoming a form of social epidemic. And this requires us to find methods that can work without harming people in other ways. We need methods that can be widely used and accessible to everyone in a consistent way, even with the other big problem we all have, lack of time. We need to be able to intervene on these things without taking away time that already seems to be running out. And here comes out of this extraordinary cylinder this very interesting thing, where technology and medicine marry very well. I have had the opportunity to use this tool both in a clinical setting, in my office with my patients, and in a corporate setting, in the many companies where I work. I have been working with Ferrari for 11 years now, and we are starting to introduce this methodology in many public and private companies, and the results are really very encouraging. I believe that we need to explore these new ways, which are the real challenge of the future. The technology that meets with science, neuroscience, and with more and more precise research for solutions that also respect the times in which we live. And I have to say that the results are so far really encouraging. My consulting company is also using this type of tool more and more, so I can only compliment all the people who have made this possible and serious, especially serious, during my career. As a professional in the field, I often come across musical genres that claim to promote relaxation. Some of you may remember the rise of New Age music in the 90s, with CDs being sold alongside essential oils and candles, but without any scientific basis. So, when I first met Alessio, I approached him with great curiosity and interest. I quickly realized that there was a huge potential here, and I was immediately fascinated by what I saw during our initial meetings. That's why I decided to involve Leo Cavalli of Phonoprint, because we needed something different to bring a product to the market that was properly researched, well-rounded, and wouldn't be misunderstood like all the music I had heard before that claimed to bring some sort of benefit. Here, there is a scientific basis. I had the opportunity to try this product from the first meeting, and I can say that as someone who works under stress for long periods of time, EffettoVIOLA brings great results.
We attempted to apply a non-pharmacological technique for managing stress in a hospital setting. Specifically, here in the hospital, we decided to apply it to a group of pregnant women who were scheduled to undergo elective cesarean section. This is because we expect this group to have a certain level of stress, which we can also define as physiological. The fear of surgery is often associated with concerns about giving birth, and it is also a sample that is easily adoptable in all its variables. The scientific study we conducted uses EffettoVIOLA, and it is a technique that is used through engineered music. This music has well-defined phase errors that interact with brain waves to produce a certain level of physiological relaxation. In a hospital setting, studies must be conducted in a serious manner, so we conducted a case control study, randomized and double-blind. This study allows for maximum statistical reliability. In the study we conducted at Galliera, we found a difference in the intervention group. This means that the women who were able to listen to the music modified with the EffettoVIOLA technology had a decrease in the score that evaluates physiological stress, i.e. the stress induced by the surgical intervention. They therefore relieved their level of stress using a scientific method.